the NHL. Kevin Collins, Pat DePuzzo working with him, and we are underway. And let's see how heavy hitting this game is from the beginning. The Caps love to bang it out. Stevens brings it in. The backhander goes wide. Devils will try again here at home to cut down on the shots against, as the numbers have been very high. They've really worked their goaltenders. Kevin Hatcher will go back to get it. The Devils in shots on goal up among the leaders now in the National Hockey League for most shots surrendered. 30 or more shots in 16 of the last 18 games. Wickenheiser, he rifled that one, and he just overskated the rebound. Burke made that save. Turgeon, who had a couple of saves, pinned up against the boards, digging for it with Alan May, the rookie. Wickenheiser got in. Rob Murray sends it through the middle. Danico got a piece of the glove on it. Kalle Johansson, the defenseman, to May. May right through the crease, just went wide. As the Capitals put the pressure on, flipped out, not out of the zone, held in by the Caps. And it was held in by Rob Murray. Two rookies, Murray and May, out there right now, and that was Alan May falling down. Devils need a clear right here, and they get it out to center, but not very far. They're not going to get a change. The Caps are sent back into Ridley. Ridley, their leading scorer last season, to the middle. Danico got it. Devils still trying to clear the zone, and do. Cleared off on the right side, intended for Broughton. That one intercepted by Langway. Back over to Ridley. Ridley down the middle. Ridley trying to center. Oyenin from behind partially blocked the pass. Kelly Miller sends it through the middle. Kalle Johansson again. The Capitals defenseman sneaking in. Devils have a 4-on-3. Down the middle, not quite. Podubny couldn't get the shot off. Held in by Wolanin. Fast pace first couple of minutes. Podubny got checked off the puck. Through center with it, Mike Ridley. And both teams have opened up flying here. Ridley brings it back into his own zone. Oyenin will dump it around the net. Driver intercepting. Driver's pass partially deflected. Podubny picks the stick up. Miller's got the puck. Miller looking for some help. They'll hold it in again. Ridley shot. Knocked away. It got in on Burke's stick, but he had the blade down. Ridley again in the corner with Podubny on him. This is like we've already played 18 minutes of this game, the way they're moving right now. Puck is underneath. Andy Van Hellemond sees it come free, though. Wolanin's got it, and they'll start again up ice. Devils want to get a change, so Wolanin will just headman it himself.
And Gary, the Washington Capitals are attacking the Devils' blue line. The Devils defensemen are not standing up, so the Capitals are going in there 5 men at a time.
They're sending the defenseman down low. Devils intercept. Sundstrom drops it. Shanahan to Sundstrom. Shot saved by Mason. Dropped it wide. McLean on the rebound shot. Mason has lost his helmet, and that will bring an automatic whistle. Bob Mason lost his helmet in net. Take a breath. No score.
We'll see Shanahan make a nice play to Sundstrom at the bottom of your screen. And Mason doing a good job of reacting on the rebound. A nice save on the first shot, but it was a save on Sundstrom on the rebound that was the big one.
John McLean on the second rebound just blasted it wide. Michael Pavonka leads the Capitals along with Dale Hunter. They both have 21 points. Kind of a surprise you'd see Hunter up there, the leading penalty man. Capitals intercepting. This club trying to fly. There's Pavonka, their leading scorer. Tried to drop it off. Held in Russ Courtnall. Courtnall takes it out of the air. Back into the corner for it, Stevie Leach. Leach. Jammed by Randy Valashek. A couple of really strong guys right there. Valashek and Leach going at it. They're not real big, but both of them heavy. Courtnall went for the short side. Good save as Burke had it covered up against the post. Held in off the back of the net. Shot on, save, rebound poked away. Getting some help down low from Ruth Solane, and that time Courtnall centering Pavonka. Knocked in the air by Patrick Sundstrom. Shots are 2 apiece, but there's been a lot more action than that. It'll be sent in, and the Devils will change.
Here, and as I said, it'll be a very sluggish start.
Yeah, slow game. And we're right again. Stevie Leach got it out. Caps want to change. Courtnall, what a shot by Danico. That hurt the ribs. Here's Dougie Brown trying to break in. He's offside. Won't matter. The Caps will clear. What a shot that was. Danico over to Tommy Abilene. Broken up for a moment by Corriveau. Hunter took it away. Devils get it back. Maley will drop it back. Maley's out there with Brown and Peter Sundstrom on this line. This is David Maley moving on Langway. Langway just stands him up, the veteran defenseman. Corriveau backs it up, and the Caps start out. 4 minutes into the game. Each team with a couple of shots. Corriveau, that one went off the heel of the stick, rebounded wide to the corner. Burke lost it for a minute, but it was on the other side. The jam up with Dave Christian, 27 of the Caps sent out. There'll be no icing. It'll be chased down by Rod Langway, the veteran. He backs it all the way up to the blue line. Corriveau able to tip it out. Driver, the Devils' leading defenseman in scoring, gets it off to Kurt Muller. Muller with 3 assists last night. Just rolled it, couldn't get it back in the forehand. Muller jammed up by Kalle Johansson. Freed up by Hunter. And the Caps again will start it up ice, and they will change.
Okay, one of the things that will be difficult for the Devils tonight is to get past the blue line, because the Capitals have the biggest, strongest defense in the National Hockey League. And if they're standing up to the blue line, the Devils will have to pass that puck to get by them.
What a shot by Wolanin that time. Wickenheiser was the one who went down on the ice. Burke with another save, and Wolanin brings it out. Gloves flying. Wolanin, it's an offside. No, Turgeon's onside. Read it out in front. Got it. Shot. Score! Turgeon gets the goal! And the Devils take a 1-0 lead. And that was very close to being an offside before it ever started.
Where it was offside, Gary, is, as you say, when Wolanin got over center ice, I thought Turgeon was over the blue line. But the puck was dropped in, and Turgeon just outworked the defenseman. Now, this is Turgeon's 7th goal right there against that part. It's not a defenseman. It's Wickenheiser, the left winger. And Turgeon, who had 2 goals last night, gets another one early tonight. That's his 15th goal of the season and his 7th in the last 6 games.
And the Devils get the 1-0 lead as the goal will come on their 3rd shot of the game. There you see Sylvain Turgeon, who gets the goal from Wolanin. Time of the goal, 5:02. Wolanin getting the only assists on it. Good play by Wolanin to get it to him as he just got to the red line. Dropped off for Miller. Kelly Miller with 8 goals and 6 assists on the season. Shot in wide. They'll do some shooting from the points with Kevin Hatcher and Scott Stevens out there. Ojanen gets it ahead. Broughton couldn't control that one. It'll go into the corner, and Scott Stevens will start out with it. Ojanen tipped it away. Ruotsalainen comes away with it at center. For the Devils, Turgeon here at home now, that's only his 4th goal. He's had 11 goals on the road and only 4 at home. Down the middle, Tommy Abilene, poke checked away by Hatcher, and Hatcher starts it out. Devils on top by a goal, 14 minutes remaining in the first period of a typical Patrick Division game. It is wide open. Mason will hang on to it for Stevens.
And surprisingly, only because of their past record, that's the Devils' 100th goal this season. They're the first team in the Patrick Division to score 100 goals.
Devils are first in the division in scoring and 3rd most goals given up. Sundstrom setting it up for Abilene. Went through everybody. McLean. John McLean plays it in. Rod Langway with it. Dumps it around the boards. Langway, despite the age and experience, still is out on the ice a whole lot. 32 years old now. Pavonka sends it into the far corner. Courtnall will go over to get it. Courtnall with McLean. The puck freed up, though, and banged away by Steve Leach. Leach cutting back to the net, but it rolled all the way to Shanahan. Off to Patrick Sundstrom. Devils will get the defensive change. Wolanin just came on the ice. He gets by Leach. Wolanin will dump it down low. Langway back to cover up. 3 shots for each team. The Devils leading it 1-0 on Turgeon's goal. Backing up, Dave Christian. Paced down a little bit now, and it had to be after the start we had here.
Well, Washington just came out flying. They were dumping the puck in, carrying it in, doing whatever they wanted to get over the blue line. But that good, strong individual effort by Turgeon.
Peter Sundstrom shot. Maley couldn't get it. Went off the heel of the stick. Maley, the good forecheck, freed that puck up originally, and he puts a good shot on down in the corner on Corriveau. Devils, good forechecking job on this shift. Kalle Johansson played it around the boards, and it's rolled out the center. Devils are finishing up on the checks here in this first period. Peter Sundstrom, as again you see the Devils go 1, 2, 3, 4 on the lines. Everybody gets a chance. That's the way it's being played right now. And the guys don't mind that, especially those on the 3rd and 4th lines.
What happens is late in the game, late in the 3rd period, we'll go down to 3 lines, but not till late in the game.
Devils are up 1-0.
And for the New Jersey Devils players not playing tonight, Neil Brady and Jim Korn, who played last night in Buffalo, Sergei Starikov, who played in the last game 4 games ago, and Fetisov is still injured with that right knee. He was fitted for a Lennox Hill brace. So when he comes back, he'll be wearing the brace on his leg.
I hope he'll be back for this coming week if all goes well. Ruotsalainen had it knocked away by Rob Murray. Murray got it in, but he shot right back out. On defense, this is Bill Holder on the near side, wearing number 2. Up to the red line and in. No icing. Berg thought there was going to be and had his arm up that time. Patrick Sundstrom got it over to Muller. Muller, 3 assists in last night's game against the Buffalo Sabres in the Devils' loss just on a bounce of a puck. A bad bounce off the boards gave Buffalo the opportunity to win that one 6-4, and they remain the only NHL team not to be beaten at home. In trouble. Wickenheiser rolled in front. Valachek got away with that one. Turgeon has got the goal with Mark Johnson and Muller. Poke checked away. Wickenheiser will start it up ice. And he lost the puck. Muller moves in on him. Wickenheiser dumps it down low. Dino Ciccarelli, 3 goals, 4 assists in the last 6 games for Ciccarelli. Tied up by Danico, knocked down by Danico. Kenny gets away with that one. He had him mugged. Ridley looking all the way through. The turnaround, high, knocked down, rebound, shot, save. Ciccarelli got it off. Right shoulder save, Burke, and it comes right through the middle on the pass for Muller. Not out. Stevens holds it in. Centered it. Knocked down at the blue line. Held in again. Good play outside by Bob Rouse. Now he lost it. The only man back, Muller. Now it's a 3-on-2, but the Devils want to change. Muller takes the shot. They needed to get that line off the ice. And again, teams having to change on the fly. No whistle. Stevens sends it in. Burke with a sweeping save. Miller was out in front of him that time. Miller trying to dig it out against the boards. Brought in for the Devils there with Leach. Rolls behind the Devils' net. Over to get it, Kevin Hatcher. See how often these defensemen of the Capitals are in the corners.
And what they do when they get the puck and they pinch down on the forward, they dump it right back into the corner, and that starts to really create some problems down low for the Devils.
Out of town scoreboard, St. Louis has taken a 2-0 lead on Boston in the first period, and Brett Howe has now tied Neely and LaFontaine for the lead in goals as he has 19.
Yeah, we talked about it last game. No one's cracked that magic 20 mark yet. That's, well, 3 guys now at 19. I think 5 guys at 18.
What a season for Hull, coming onto his own. Dump back into the middle. Not for Broughton, who gets knocked down at center. Picked up by Hatcher. Kevin Hatcher sends it into the corner. Played off the boards, Pavonka. Stevens at the point, gets it back to him. Stevens just dug it out against the boards. He goes wide to Hatcher. In front, knocked away by Burke with a backhand that was up around the eyeballs that time. Rolls back to center. Stevens back to get it. Shots are 5-4 in favor of the Capitals right now. And Hatcher whips it in. Burke will leave it for Wolanin. First game, these teams against one another this season. Last year, the Devils won the series 4-3, including 2 wins and 1 loss here at the Meadowlands last year. And Langway from center. That's wide. He got it over the line, though. They're onside. Cleared in by Hunter. Burke. Patrick Sundstrom intercepted. Back into the middle, and nobody could get it, and they had Burke out of position. Langway back. Bounces it around the boards for Kalle Johansson, and McLean drives it back in behind the net. Each team's doing a good job of holding the puck in once they get it down low. Randy Valachek waiting to get onside. Shanahan sends it in. Langway teaming up with Johansson. Kirk Muller on the forecheck, but Johansson held him off so that Langway could get around the net. Corriveau tips it in. Shanahan takes him out of the play after he sends it into the zone around the dasher. Knocked down with a high stick, taken away by Randy Valachek. In the middle, Patrick Sundstrom. Too far ahead, Bill Holder clears it out. Ruotsalainen's got it. Devils and Caps changing. Ruotsalainen dropped it. McLean's got room. The shot saved by Mason. Caught him in the change that time as the Caps did not have anyone out in front. Ended up being a 3-on-2.
Nice play by Ruotsalainen. You see when he uses his speed and drives to the net, he pulls people with him, and that let McLean have the open shot.
McLean just stayed behind him and filled the gap. Doug Brown in the corner. Roll it up to Maley. David Maley out in front, but nobody's there with him. He'll get stood up by Bob Rouse, the defenseman, who was with Minnesota previously. Danico ahead to Brown. Nice move by Brown as he backed it up around Alan May. Danico working now with Tommy Albaline, who shoots it into the stands about 80 rows back. We'll pause now for a regional break. Here in the Meadowlands in New Jersey, the Devils are up. It's not the way to find out how hard that puck is, I'll tell you.
He was doing a very brave thing. He went out and saved his girlfriend right there. I watched it.
Saturday night.
Yeah.
Mario Lemieux has 2 goals for Pittsburgh. They lead 2-0. Lemieux now has scored in 15 consecutive. That may save a coach's job if the Pittsburgh can win that.
Gene Rubiaco was told apparently that he had these 2 games this weekend. make something happen with the Pittsburgh Penguins, or he was gone.
And he lost the first game of the weekend.
4-1 to Philadelphia Flyers.
So tonight's the second game. Tony Esposito publicly said he's got 2 games, then we'll decide whether he stays for one more. Here's Muller. Muller in. Muller the shot, and Mason with a blocker. Hatcher, the defenseman, was in front, set up a screen that time, but Mason read it well. Into center comes Ridley. Drops it off. Hatcher, the defenseman, centered it right through the middle. Good cut by Mike Ridley. Followed it up in the middle. Going to the net. Stevens back. Ridley last season their leading scorer with 41 goals and 48 assists.
Well, the Washington Capitals had 3 players with 40 or more goals. Courtnall, Cicerelli, and Ridley. And this year, again, 19th in National Hockey League. Only Winnipeg and Detroit have scored fewer goals. And it really is surprising because they have the people that can score.
Pavonka, their leader in scoring, as we said, tipped it out. Courtnall back to get it. Courtnall, Leach, and Pavonka. That was a screaming shot. Burke with a save. I asked Peter before the game who's got the hardest shot on the Caps. That was him. And that was pretty good evidence of why. Courtnall rifling it. Leach intercepting. Corabo drops it. Pavonka looking for help. Sent it in on goal. Had a man behind him but didn't see it. Caps trying to control Duke. Courtnall behind the net. Tries a wraparound. Still has it. Shot saved by Burke. Broughton picks the rebound up. He was all by himself at the bottom of the circle that time. 7-6 the shots favoring the Caps, but the Devils lead it 1-0. Turgeon's goal from Wolanin. All the scoring we've had here in a hectic first period. Again, Courtnall right into the glove of Burke. Plays it as Hunter was on the charge. Shanahan dropped it off. McLean's got it. John McLean. Bill Holder on him. Holder riding him off. Shanahan moves in. Kicked at it. McLean kicked it away. Patrick Sundstrom's got it. Sundstrom. McLean wants to turn around and shoot and does. Save, rebound, save! Shanahan had the shot, and Mason makes 2 big saves.
Good play there by Shanahan to fight off the defenseman and grab the rebound. But again, this line working well. It's a very strong physical line. Sundstrom, Shanahan, McLean. I think because of Sundstrom's skill, you forget how strong he is. McLean's good in the corners, and you see the strength of Shanahan right there. He was able to hold off at Rouse, who's very strong himself, and still get the shot on net.
Bob Mason, 28 years old, played at Minnesota Duluth in college. He's from International Falls, Minnesota, 6'1", 180. Lifetime against the Devils, 4 wins and 3 losses.
One of the richest goaltenders in hockey. He signed twice as an unconditional free agent, and that's where you make money in the NHL because it's one of the few times that you don't have to give up a player and a team can sign you.
Strange situation for that to happen, especially with a goaltender. But that's the case with Mason. Wickenheiser sends it in. They're trying to play it off the boards. Tommy Abilene with a riding check on Corvo. Back to get it. Danico. Danico gets run into by Rob Murray. 3 first-year players. 2 of them out there tonight for the Capitals. Alan May and Rob Murphy. The other not playing tonight, Nick Kyprios. He's getting playing time. Stevens drops it. Almost intercepted that time as the Devils had David Maley up on the forecheck. There's May right there. May flips it in. That's one of those bouncing pucks where Burke just backed up, knocked it away. Brown's got it. Caps changing. Langway with a shot on Peter Sundstrom, who of course played with the Washington Capitals last year. Came over to the Devils this season. Out there against his former team for the first time. Drop pass. Good play by Wolanin to Sundstrom. Sundstrom with Langway in front. Wanted to cut. Does the wraparound. Looking for room. Drops it back to the point. Wolanin sends it back in. Wolanin worried the puck was going to get by him. McLean mugged by Langway. Shanahan back to the corner. And it's going to be cleared out. This will be icing. No, it's waved off by the other linesman.
Okay, the Devils are starting to turn this game around. The first 5 minutes, I thought the Capitals were doing a good job. The last couple minutes for the Devils.
Shanahan! Save and a shot into the pads. Mason, good positioning. Bill Holder's got the puck. Shanahan centers. Mark Johnson clubbed it down. Couldn't get it back on the stick. Tipped it away, but Holder comes up and will send it in. Bill Holder, just 22 years old. Thunder Bay, Ontario, playing defense. Penalty coming up in the corner, and it will be on the Caps.
Number 2 of the Capitals, Bill Holder.
Devils have the fastest first period, the one they played in Vancouver in the whole league this year.
They must have the fastest first period overall.
Look for Peter Sundstrom's autograph on page 21 of your program.
Bill Holder picks it up for high sticking.
Gary, this would be a good time to get my little trivia question in. The Washington Capitals have something that no other team in the National Hockey League is capable of doing. Putting out 6 starting defensemen who all wear single-digit numbers. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 8 are the numbers they're defensemen. No other team in the National Hockey League can put out 6 players like that.
They're staying with the numbering system the way it was meant to be originally, and one of those is in the box. Holder's off, Devils on the power play. Devils ranked 12th in the league. Here at home, though, they are 20th at home in power plays. They've scored 9 of their 24 power play goals at home, just 9 of them. The Caps, Muller, center shot, save, rebound, 2 great saves by Mason. Mark Johnson had it, and then Mason took it away on the original and the rebound.
Gary, sometimes you can have too much net. Mark Johnson's a beautiful pass by Muller on a backhand over to Johnson. And I think Johnson may just have relaxed just a little bit as the puck comes across. Nice pass. No, he did everything right. It was just a spectacular save by Mason. Johnson did everything right. Mason made the big save.
Great save. Devils fans, let's break in the action. A good time for you to break open an ice-cold Budweiser and enjoy that clean, crisp taste. This Bud's for you.
You see the stat right there. I'm sure Mark Johnson thought that was number 200. He had got number 199 last night in Buffalo. Not going to have many better chances for number 200 than that.
Shots are 12-8 in favor of the Devils. They go on the power play here. Interesting that the Devils would be next to last in power play at home, while the Caps have the best penalty killing on the road. They've given up only 10 road power play goals, and Langway is able to clear that one.
Okay, one of the reasons they're so successful killing penalties is they're very aggressive, especially their defensemen. They really charge the man along the boards.
Opposition's only had 1 power play goal against the Capitals in the last 20 chances. That's how tough they've been. Devils having trouble getting it into position here. They've got 49 seconds left in the power play. Turgeon, who has the Devils goal, brings it in. Turgeon, Muller, and Broughton on the power play. Held in by Tommy Abilene. Abilene will send it down to Broughton with Hatcher on him. No match up there physically. Over to Turgeon. See if the Capitals stay back. Turgeon drops it. Muller, the wraparound. That one's blocked by Hatcher, and then Muller gets screened as he went down to the ice. Hatcher hit him, and the pass back by Turgeon ends up at center to Driver. Peter was talking about the defenseman coming right at the Devils where that puck is. Pabonka. Devils got caught in a change. Driver had to stay on the ice. He was already sitting up on the dasher. Podubny's shot blocked by Stevens. Cleared to center. 7 seconds left on the power play. Ruotsalainen. Devils have not had a shot on this power play. Murray, and that'll be held onto, and the power play is over.
For purchase your plan tonight, in the main ticket lobby.
Only a minute 28 left in the first period. Devils and Vancouver Canucks in Vancouver played the shortest game in the National Hockey League thus far. It took 2 hours and 5 minutes. Well, at this pace right now, these two clubs could eclipse that, because this first period has just flown by. Podubny trying to hold it in, has it up against the boards. Holder banged at it and got it out of there. Corriveau drives it ahead. Hunter almost took the high stick, and he did. Hunter the shot, the save, rebound centered. It's loose behind the net, and there's the whistle. Hunter got clipped with a high stick. Accidental, but there's no question it was up there. Andy Van Hellemond. You realize, I was reading tonight, 13 consecutive seasons Van Hellemond has officiated, been selected to officiate the Stanley Cup Finals. That's quite an honor.
It's a great honor. We had a privilege of sitting and having chicken wings with him in St. Louis and talking about a few of the things that he's been going over with in the National Hockey League. One of the things he talked about was the diving. And he was really, the players diving all the time takes away from the instincts that he has for the game.
Yep.
He knows when the player is being pulled down, but some of the players do it so well now, he starts to question himself, and then he sees afterwards that someone will say to him, hey, he really took a dive there. He wasn't even touched. It's real tough for the referees. Here's the penalty right here. You see Ruotsalainen gets the stick up. Gives the Washington Capitals their first power play.
They're trailing 1-0. They've got a minute 5 in the period. Kalle Johansson, power play attempt was deflected and blocked. Patrick Sundstrom blocked it with the body in front of it. A minute left to go in the first period. Ridley and McLean. Ridley was able to hold it in. The Caps chance to tie in the final minute here in a power play if they can get it. Johansson down low. And a whistle as the cage, I believe, came loose. There is growing concern about the cage loosening up too often. The National Hockey League is conducting a study right now on how many times this is happening. They may tighten up the magnets, make them stronger.
And they're also doing a survey on the number of goaltenders that are getting injured. Several times in the course of the last month, we've seen coaches complaining about goaltenders getting knocked down in the crease, hurting their knees, being just run over by players unintentionally, but with no fear of getting hurt when they do run into the net.
Yeah, I think if they do tighten up the magnets and make it tougher to knock it off the post, I think you've got to do something about protecting the goaltenders at the same time, or it could be dangerous. Hatcher, tipped, rebound, score! Miller! Kelly Miller, power play goal. It's 1-1.
One thing the Washington Capitals do very well, their point men hit the net with their shots. Hatcher right here will put the puck on net. Stevens does a good job. Langway, all the players for the Capitals, the defensemen, hit the net, and that enables the players to drive for the net with the confidence the puck will be there. Now, Kelly Miller will pick up his 9th goal right here and tie the game, standing just off to the side of Sean Burke. Gets it right there and puts it in. Doing a good job of screening in front. Kelly Miller, of course, who came over with Mike Ridley in the Bobby Carpenter deal 4 years ago.
That ties the game at 1. Miller had 3 goals against the Devils last year, and he's got one in the first game this year. 25 seconds left to go in the period, and the Capitals, adding to their power play success, have their 24th. As you saw, they are 18th in the league in scoring on the power play, so they don't get many. Sundstrom shot it right into the glove of Mason. Devils try and hold it in. Danico can't do it. Final 8 seconds of the period. Turning up to McLean. McLean dumping it. Gets it back. Takes the shot. Mason the save, and that will do it. So the Devils almost had a lead to take to the dressing room.
Gary, several times this year, late goals have hurt the Devils as far as taking that.
34 losses and 83 ties.
And every year, there's speculation he's not going to last. They don't get out of the division. They've never gotten out of the division, but he keeps his job. But I think he's a very good coach.
Yeah. Well, obviously.
The system is good. Their team is well conditioned. They play good hockey. It just seems that every time they come to that one big game where they need the one goal, something happens. Peters was always blamed for it, and he's out of there now. So now we'll see if it was Peters or the team.
Year after year. Danico sending it in. It goes wide of Mason in net as we are underway in the second period. McLean, Shanahan. Shanahan looking for the shot. Puts it out in front and deflected. Devils hold it in. McLean. McLean dumps it back to the corner. McLean, Sundstrom, and Shanahan. As good a line as you'll find in the National Hockey League right now. All of them up there among the leaders. McLean, Sundstrom, and Muller all at 26 points. Brendan Shanahan with 25. They are the top 4 scorers, and Shanahan just caught one in the nose. Brendan Shanahan took one right in the face that time. Kalle Johansson's got it. Johansson tipped ahead by Cicerelli. Shanahan still out there. Mark Johnson. Mark Johnson will ship it in, and Shanahan will go to the bench. See if he still has a nose on his face. That one hurt. That came right straight into him. Up ice with it is Kalle Johansson. Johansson missed 10 games with a bad back for a portion of the beginning of this season. Back in there now and seeing a lot of action for the Capitals. Mark Johnson. Johnson with Turgeon and Muller. Turgeon trying to come around, couldn't do it. Puck just stuck that time at center. Dino Cicerelli tried to clear Langway. Couldn't get it out of the zone, but controlled the puck. And it'll be tipped ahead. Randy Belichick off Cicerelli's stick. Back it goes to Tommy Abilene, who sends it on goal.
Okay, this period is starting as I expected the first period to start. Much more deliberate. Teams just playing a lot of center ice hockey.
Belichick got Ridley enough to free up the puck. Utsalainen going back to get it. Randy Belichick in his own end with Dino Cicerelli moving up on the boards on him. Turgeon wanted rink wide to Muller, tipped away Courtnall. Here's a break. Cicerelli in just wide. Turgeon from behind, bothered him just enough. Rouse the shot. That was deflected as the goaltender Burke was down. Broughton blocked the shot in the circle. Burke was down on the ice. If that had gone through, it would have gone in. Up front, Holder, shot, score! Holder putting it up in the air, may have been tipped in front, and it's 2-1 Caps.
And Gary, here's a situation where the break by Cicerelli didn't result in a goal, but the confusion it caused by the people being out of position ended up in a goal for the Washington Capitals because people weren't where they're supposed to be. We watched the puck go across the hole to Johansson, pardon me. And he fires that puck past Sean Burke. Holder. It was Holder who scored that goal. Where the idea was there was no one covering him.
The defenseman again sneaking in, and Holder's got the goal. And that'll be just his second goal of the season. Bill Holder has only 5 points. But now they've given it to Cicerelli. I don't know. Cicerelli set up the screen, but I didn't think he touched it. Intercepted by Leach. And it poked away by Driver, and the Devils now making mistakes in the passing of the puck. Back to get it, Wolanin. So the official, it goes to Cicerelli. Broughton will bring it out. Aaron Broughton in. Broughton waiting. Broughton ships it. Tip just wide. Jani Ojanen. Mason was down. Ojanen's got a man in front. Can't get it through as Stevens blocked that one. Ojanen gets it back. Jammed in the corner by Pavonka. Pavonka up to Leach. Knocked away by Wolanin. The Devils defenseman moving in to hold it up as well. Hatcher gets it to Courtnall. It's hard to tell the forwards from the defenseman. Courtnall, Hatcher's in front of the net. The defenseman gets it right there. Hatcher stood up by Podubny. Taken by Leach. The shot, save, and held on to squeezing the pads is Burke. Cicerelli from Holder and Courtnall at 2:16. 2-1 Caps.
Good save by Sean Burke right here. But you see the Washington Capitals, what they're doing is they're just putting that puck on the net and driving people in at the net for rebounds and deflections.
Remember, the Capitals come into this game averaging just 3.2 goals per game. They are 19th in the National Hockey League in offense. They're down almost a point from last year in scoring. So it's not the loss of Peters and goaltending, it's the offense.
It's one of the, and they're missing Gustafsson. Bent Gustafsson went back to Sweden, and he was a big part of that Washington Capitals team.
That one sent in by Johansson, bounced right up in the air in front of him. Peter Sundstrom couldn't get it out. Corvo trying to hold it in. Corvo shot, saved by Burke. Good effort by Corvo as he just went at it and wouldn't be bounced off the puck. Hunter has it tipped away to Johansson. Capitals are 10th in defense right now, giving up 3.4 goals a game. Corvo again rolled it behind the net. Danico with him. Abilene lost it. Corvo jammed it. Burke knocked it away right off the post. Corvo and Dave Christian behind the net getting it done. It's still in there. Corvo hit by Danico. There's Hunter. Hunter lost it to Maley. A couple of big guys right there who pick up the penalty minutes. Dave Christian banged at it. Maley again up against the boards. Lost it to the point. Johansson shot it wide. Capitals putting the heat on now. Shots are 14-13 in favor of the Caps. Dougie Brown brings it in. Peter Sundstrom shot. Blocked out deep. Kalle Johansson got a piece of it. Randy Valashek back on defense. Sends it. Glove down. Johansson off to Hunter. Dale Hunter. The wrist shot. Blocked by Randy Valashek. Caps are changing up. May just off the bench held it in. Devils. Randy Valashek on the near side. Got to be impressed with the way the Caps are playing right now. Tenacious. Ruotsalainen gets knocked down. No penalty there.
One of the things that the Capitals are doing very well right now, they're not scoring goals, but they are playing good, hard, physical hockey. If they can start to put the puck in the net, they'll start to turn their games around.
Rouse in the corner, trying to get it out of his own end. Patrick Sundstrom freed the puck up. Devils able to hold it in. John McLean drops it. Shanahan trying to center, roll back to the point. Valashek with a strong check. He gets hacked for it as he knocked May down. May came back at him. That one will end up in the stands, and Valashek and May still having words. 2-1, the Caps leading it. Washington has 5 games on the road. This is first of 5 for them away from home. On the road, they are 5, 6, and 2.
First of 5, and it's also a longer road trip tonight. 8 of the next 9 are on the road, and 10 out of 12 games are on the road for the Washington Capitals. Very surprisingly, they don't leave the Eastern time zone. All the games are played right here on the East Coast: Boston, Philadelphia, Pittsburgh, and Devils, Islanders, and they don't go out west at all.
Walt Podubny drops it in. That's interesting because that means obviously the games are division games. There's a big middle section of the season here for the Washington Capitals. Chance to pick up some points against their division opponents.
But any other team building.
Yeah.
What they need right now is to start scoring some goals because, as you can see, they play that strong, continuously physical game. But you're going to take penalties when you do that. If you're not scoring, the power plays are going to end up beating you.
Ridley will bring it in. Mike Ridley, dropped it to the side of the net. Burke will leave it there for Driver. Ciccarelli was up on the forecheck. Broughton gets it away to Oyen. Oyen and Podubny and Broughton now. Shot in by Podubny wide of the net. Devils will change up. Washington Capitals at home are 4-6-2, so they're below 500 both places. Dropped off the shot by Leach, saved by Burke. Danico around the dasher far side. Pivonka couldn't get it. There will be no icing.
Gary, that play that Danico just made cost the Devils the game last night. That's exactly the type of play Danico was trying last night, to dump it around, to hit one of the metal parts, bounce right in front of the Devils net. Buffalo ends up scoring the game-winning goal.
Caps are onside. Courtnall sends it to the middle. Danico will chase it with Michael Pivonka on him. Danico got there first that time. Over to Muller. Muller from Turgeon. Muller in. Waiting. Tommy Albaline. Albaline back down to Muller. Muller couldn't handle it. Leach back to get it. They collide. Langway moves in. Langway trying to dig it out. Got caught at Leach's skates. Still has it underneath him. Poked away to Pivonka to Leach. Caps in their own end. Leach says enough of that and flips it out of his own. It'll roll on in. Burke will have to play this one. John Burke, 8-7-3 this season. 3.84 goals against.
Gary, something just happened behind the play. Kirk Muller was injured, and he went to the bench holding his right arm. I don't know if he just lost his wind. Hopefully that's all it was. But it also may have been his shoulder, because he had his right arm tucked right in beside his body.
There's Courtnall's hard shot again. Ruotsalainen's got it. We'll keep an eye on Muller, see if he comes out for the next shift. Rouse has it. Just stays there. Maley over to get it. Valachek put the check on it. Center ice to free the puck up. Peter Sundstrom drops it off. Penalty coming up. It's going to be on the Washington Capitals. Delayed whistle on the Caps. Brown kicked it. It'll be hauled by Rouse, and there's the whistle. High sticking call. It'll be a power play for the Devils. Seventh in National Hockey League history in penalties.
He only needs 12 more minutes to pass Terry O'Reilly into sixth place with 2,095 minutes. You see Muller, his right shoulder his right arm that he had tucked in, and usually means you're protecting the right shoulder. We'll have to see if he comes out for the next shift.
Devils' second power play. They had a couple shots on the first opportunity. They trail. Shot in. It was tipped out deep by McLean. McLean gets it back to the point. Ruotsalainen can't hold it. It was right up against the boards on him. The Devils back on the power play now for New Jersey. Their power play this season, 24 for 120. 12th in the NHL. Shanahan. Shot. Save. Mason. Shanahan. Dropped it. Shot. Driver. Save. Rebound. Right underneath Sundstrom's stick. McLean. Ruotsalainen. Driver holds it in. Ruotsalainen on the fly. Power play goal. Ruotsalainen. 2-2.
Brendan Shanahan had a pretty happy look on his face, so I think he may have tipped that in front. But a nice one-time shot by Ruotsalainen. But it's the pass right here by Driver across. Down low, out to Sundstrom. You see how Sundstrom laid that pass out? No, I don't think Shanahan touched it, although he gave it a nice little ding there. This will be a better look at it right here. But watch the pass of Sundstrom right. Yeah, I think Shanahan did touch that one.
It's a 2-2 game as the Devils convert on the power play.
You can always tell when you scored that goal. There's a little extra smile, you know.
Ruotsalainen rifle that baby from the point. We'll see if they credit Shanahan with a goal.
Power play goal. Scored by number 39.
Nope, they give it to Ruotsalainen for the moment. Sundstrom and Driver will pick up the assists on it. First goal of the season for Ruotsalainen and his 6th point. And the Devils have tied it at 2-2. Each team now has a power play goal. Langway dumped it right across his own end of the ice that time. Ridley will bring it in. Onside. Rutsalainen from Sundstrom and Driver at 8:37 to tie the game. In front, defenseman down low again. Kalle Johansson was all alone. They're sneaking in on the Devils. They're not picking up the Caps defenseman as they move in from the point. Langway ships it wide. Still down low, Johansson. Kalle Johansson in. Shot. Save. Score on the rebound. Ridley just banging around the net. And it's a 3-2 Capitals lead.
Well, John Cunniff is not going to be happy with this goal, Gary. This is pretty poor defensive coverage by the New Jersey Devils. They were all turning and spinning around, and no one was really taking anyone. That's Johansson behind the net. The puck will go out in front. Ridley right there, all by himself. There's 4 Capitals down there, and only 3 Devils. And no one, everybody is turned facing the puck instead of taking their man out of the play. And you see the result, 11th goal of the season for Mike Ridley.
Ridley leads the Capitals in goals scored. John Cunniff saw his team get it tied and then lose it. And I'll tell you, Ridley is one of those guys who can get it done against the Devils. He had some great numbers against New Jersey. He had 6 points last season. He's averaging a point a game against the Devils in his career. And he puts that one in, make it 3-2.
If ever there was a trade that's going to haunt the team, it's this trade as far as haunting the New York Rangers. Could they use Ridley and Miller right now? They traded for Carpenter. Carpenter ended up being traded for Dion. Dion is now retired and out of hockey. And Ridley and Carpenter are still playing well for the Capitals.
Mark Johnson, the shot deflected way up into the stands as Rouse got a piece of it. Ridley scoring at 9:16 from Johansson and Langway. Ridley's got 11 goals, and the Capitals have a 3-2 lead. The Devils' shots are even now, 17-17. There you see Mr. Ridley.
Gary, it was very difficult for us watching this game to understand why the Capitals are 3 games under 500 and not scoring goals. They're driving to the net. John Brooks has made some good saves in this game. Both teams have played a physical game, hitting, but I think that the Capitals right now have had a little better of the scoring opportunities.
Just have to believe they haven't been doing it for the first quarter of the season.
They always start off good.
Yep.
I mean, they have tried everything. They even went to the Soviet Union this year to try to say, why not go? We can't start off any worse. They started off the season again playing poor hockey.
Doug Brown behind the net, tried to center, hit the back of the net. Rutsalainen held it in. Brown down there, stepping in front of him was Scott Stevens. Stevens and Brown. Brown muscled it away to Maley. Maley got pinned up. He was double teamed, and it's cleared up and out by Hunter. Burke will play this and has to play it hard to center. Peter Sundstrom on the backhand off the boards. Brown with Stevens. Brown looking in front, hit Bob Mason's goal stick. Hatcher passes it around. Peter Sundstrom holds it in. Intercepted again by Hatcher. Randy Valashek. Hatcher just cleared the zone for the Caps. There's Hatcher again knocking it down. Peter Sundstrom. A lot of playing time here tonight for Peter Sundstrom's line. Maley and Brown are out there with him. Into the middle. That will be intercepted. Taken back by Driver. Down to 9:15 to go. Second period. A 3-2 lead for the Capitals. Brown. Valashek. And the Devils will change. Mason will leave it back. Hatcher. Reminding you, both these teams did play last night in tight games. The Flyers, with 33 seconds left in the game, getting the winner against the Caps. Well, the Devils had a real grind out in Buffalo. An excellent game. It was tied with only a couple minutes left to go, but they lost it 6-4. What impact will it have as we move along here tonight?
Well, a lot of the players said it really doesn't affect them as much as people would think.
McLean dropped it. Some save. Rebound shoveled over the net by Shanahan. Langway. Shanahan dug it out. Kicked away by Shanahan. But picked up by Johansson, and he clears.
A lot of players say they really feel good about getting started again the game the next night. And too much, I think, right now is made of the travel situation because the teams travel so well. They both chartered back into New Jersey last night, so they were in their beds by 2, 3 o'clock in the morning. They had a good sleep. Neither team skated this morning, so it should be no problem.
Ciccarelli onside. That one shot partially blocked by Shanahan. Shanahan again going down on the ice to block it. Rob Murray, the rookie. Caps trying to hold in. Miller took Sundstrom down. Devils 3-on-2, maybe. McLean drops it in. McLean got it back. Devils are changing up. Shanahan still on the ice here, trying to pin it up for a whistle. Andy Van Hellemond not going to give it to him. Devils will complete their change. Danik goes back to cover up on defense. Over from Muller. Muller taken out by Holder. Bill Holder. Mark Johnson centering Turgeon. Kept in by Valashek. Mark Johnson couldn't stop it. Goes around the boards. Muller's going to be called as he hooked the man down, and there's the whistle. And the Caps are going to go on the power play. There's your hooking call, and there's the man called for it. Caps power play. We pause for a regional break.
Kirk Muller right here just pulling down Johansson. Gives the Capitals a power play opportunity. Again, another area the Capitals are hoping will start to work out, because the Capitals lead the league in penalty minutes. So you know other teams are going to come in prepared to play physical games. So a lot of games will be decided on whose power play is better.
Just the fourth penalty of the game, each team with 2. And Washington scored on their power play chance. They got a couple of shots, and they were able to convert on it. They lead 3-2. Hatcher, the move. Nobody could get the puck. Over to get it, Stevens all alone. The shot, save made by Burke. Got it on a stick. Held in by Courtnall, who's got that big cannon shot. Back out to Courtnall, taking it back from Stevens. There's the shot, trickled right up by Pavonka. Saved Burke and cleared by Brown.
Good play by Dougie Brown there to come back and give Sean Burke someone to give that puck to, so the Devils could get it down the ice instead of a face-off in the Devils' zone.
Capitals with a 1-goal lead, 6:37 to go in the second period. Leach saved Burke. Leach got a quick wrist shot off that time. And again, the Devils able to clear. Down to 1 minute left to go on the power play opportunity. Knocked away by John McLean. Centered Sundstrom. Sundstrom tied up by Stevens. Patrick Sundstrom on the short-handed effort. Devils change. He'll rag it back. Puck will be picked up by Miller, but he's got to regroup as the Caps also want to shuffle it up right here. Hatcher. Around the net. Back up to Stevens. Hatcher goes back to the point. Burke around to play it. Dino Ciccarelli. 25 on the power play. Double staying back in that box. Ciccarelli goes to the other point. Stevens the shot. Tipped wide. Kelly Miller got a piece of that one. Ridley was standing there with him as well. Held in by Stevens. Tied up by Patrick Sundstrom. Ciccarelli drops it back. They got Ridley in front. Miller looking for him. Ciccarelli. Miller lets it go to the point. Stevens over to Hatcher. 3 seconds on the power play. Hatcher down low. Penalty is over. Back to the point. Muller just came out. Kurt Muller's onside. Muller breakaway. Saved by Mason. Kurt Muller's own rebound. Checked away by Stevens. Muller again. Trying to wrap it around. McLean tied up in the crease. Comes to center. What a chance. What a play by Mason. Back to Mark Johnson. Johnson over to Muller. Muller in again. Shot. Save Mason. He's robbing Muller. All on one shift. 3 saves on Muller by Mason on this one shift alone. Turgeon held it in. Muller again. Mark Johnson. Johnson shot. Saved by Mason. Turgeon holds it in. Turgeon missed the net. Wolanin on the far point. Craig Wolanin the shot. Missed the net. Rebound to Driver. Driver dumps it. Muller. Muller hooked by the goaltender and no whistle. Mason doesn't have his stick. The Devils send it in, but they're way offside. Now Mason will go back to get his stick. Muller got knocked down by Mason, and there was no call. Podubny sends it in. Wolanin holding. Wolanin's open. The shot. He missed the net. He put it all the way over the net. Mark Johnson holds it in. Ojanen. This is like a 2-minute drill in football. Ojanen. Podubny. Back to Ojanen. Ojanen wrapped up. Lost the puck. Not out of the zone. Russellinen holds it in. Caps want to clear. Ridley does. Wolanin's got it. Caps need a change, but they can't get it. Ojanen to Broughton. Broughton in with Podubny. Along the line, he held it in over to Podubny. Podubny's got Ojanen in front. Tied up by Stevens. Kelly Miller trying to freeze it. He just wants a whistle. Doesn't get it. Ridley trying to ice it. Can't get it by Wolanin. Podubny saved by Mason. Oh, Mason spectacular. spectacular here in about a 5-minute run. Caps changing, they're caught in it. Russell-Annan, the shot, blocked by Hatcher. Hatcher tries to ice it. It hits the linesman. Picked up by Randy Valachek. The Devils are onside. Valachek centered. It was knocked away by Stevens. Stevens can't even skate right now. Shanahan, Hatcher can't get it out. Shanahan trying to set it up. Takes it. McLean can't get the shot. Stevens is down on the ice and can't get up at the side of the net. He cannot move. And finally, they ice the puck.
Right here, we got May and Danico going.
They never got started.
See, I think that is wrong of the referee. He stepped in. I'll tell you who showed a lot of discipline was May right there. Because Collins had Danico tied up. And he could have stepped in and really gotten Danico. One linesman should not step in.
Bob Mason has just won the best goaltending in a 5-minute spurt. It's 3-2 Caps. No one gets the advantage as Danico and May both go out. You won't see many spurts like that.
Jerry, Stevens was on for all of the power play. The puck comes out of the zone as Muller's turning into the zone. Stevens has got to try and catch Muller. And then, from that point on, the Devils had 3 consecutive shifts. Muller's line, Broughton's line, and then Sundstrom's line that stayed on, kept the puck in the zone, and Stevens could not get off the ice. He was on the ice for about 7 minutes without being able to get off the ice, and Mason was spectacular that whole session.
Stevens went down to one knee at the side of the net to try and block a shot, and he couldn't get up. And Mason, it all started with the breakaway by Muller, making very tough saves because nobody could help him. There were no longer any legs left in front of him.
You start fishing around. That's what coaches call it. You're just swimming out there. You're just trying to get that puck, get hold of it, getting out of the zone, and that's what the Capitals were trying to do. But they were hitting the Devils' defensemen at the blue line. They were just pushing it back in. The Devils did a good job of turning the puck back into the zone, not letting the Caps off the ice.
May and Danico each get a roughing minor at 17-17. 2:43 left to go, second period. The Capitals are leading it by a score of 3-2. There goes the cage. McLean got knocked into it, at least he's saying he did, by Kelly Johansson. And Andy Van Hellemond saying, I didn't see it, so it's going to go up to center ice. Fans, a great way to reward yourself after the game, win or lose, is with a clean, crisp taste of a Beechwood Aged Budweiser. This Bud's for you.
See right there, Johansson comes in behind McLean and pushes him into the net. And Johnny asking very politely what exactly that was that pushed him in to the net. I think that's what he said.
Something like that. Patrick Sundstrom on this face-off, won by Hunter. And it's cleared out of the zone. There's Hunter. Poked it away. McLean gets stood up by Corriveau. And the Capitals finally get it down into the end. Burke had about 7 minutes to watch the game. He was passed by Driver, deflected off Tommy Abilene, who was right at the near side post. Kelly Johansson's got it, sends it back in. Tommy Abilene back to get it. Pittsburgh leading Quebec by a score of 4-1. Mario Lemieux has a couple of goals in that one. Erie and Brown have scored. The other ones, Gillis has scored for Quebec. Driver will backhand it. Sundstrom. Langway's in front of him. Langway stands him up. Patrick Sundstrom doing battle with Rod Langway. A couple of good ones right there. They both down on the ice. Hunter trying to tip it away. Corriveau's down on the ice. The puck somewhere underneath him. No whistle, so Patrick Shanahan whacks away at his knees. And the puck goes behind the net to Langway. And not out. Tommy Abilene held it in for the moment, taken away by Corriveau. Islanders leading Winnipeg 3-1 in their game. Pat LaFontaine leads the NHL in scoring. He has a goal there, and he's got 20.
He was the first one to get there.
He made it. He deserves it. Sundstrom, Stevie Leach holds it in. Back to Courtnall. Courtnall trying to center. McLean, Pavaka couldn't get it. Brendan Shanahan was up high for it. Shanahan turning. Devils want to change. Sends it into the zone. Rouse going back to get it. 1 minute to go in the period. 21-18, the shots in favor of the Devils, but the Caps have a 1-goal lead right now. Muller, Turgeon, Rolls to the side of the net, and Mason will hang on.
This is your last chance to lock up priority playoff seats. So order your plan by phoning the Devils at 935-6050 or purchase your plan tonight at the main ticket lobby between periods.
Hartford, Montreal are tied in Montreal 2-2. Verbeek has had his 18th in that game. Francis has also scored for the Whalers. McPhee and Nasby for Montreal.
Verbeek continues to have a good year, but Turgeon starting to have a good year for himself. So it's not looking like quite such a one-sided trade.
Mark Johnson won the draw. Ruotsalainen over to Wolanin. Poked away, 43 seconds left to go in the period. Kelly Miller has a goal for the Caps, sends it in. Ruotsalainen trying to hang on to him. 34 seconds left to go. Caps got it where they want it, down in that offensive zone. Rob Murphy digging it out. Burke will play it behind the net. Off the glass for Turgeon. Turgeon does not get it out of the zone. Wickenheiser held it in. Wolanin over there to help out. Kicked away by Murphy. Murphy sends it to the near side. Muller over to get it. 15 seconds left in the period. In front, shot was blocked. Good opportunity for Wickenheiser, but it didn't get in on goal. Mark Johnson will send it in. Sylvain Turgeon will be joining Stan Fischler during our second intermission, which is right now. We've completed two.
Yeah, good, strong period by both teams. They've skated well. There was a little lapse, I thought, at the start of the period.
Off the face-off, Devils control. Let's see how this period starts. It's held in by Wickenheiser. Wickenheiser looking at Burke. Driver takes him to the boards. Wolanin. That one went to Shanahan. Played off to Tommy Abilene. McLean. Devils down by a goal. McLean shot blocked by Stevens. McLean centers, hits the side of the net. Patrick Sundstrom and Hatcher behind it. Inside Driver shot, and that one went right straight up in the air into the corners. It was blocked. Tommy Abilene trying to golf that one down. Cleared in, and it's an offside on the Devils. Courtnall still leading everybody in shots on. 4 in the first, 1 in the second. 5 shots on goal for Courtnall.
Courtnall was with Boston. I thought he was just a gunner. Then he went over to Edmonton for Andy Mogan, the trade that year. The Oilers won the Stanley Cup. I really think Courtnall learned a lot that year. He came to the Washington Capitals last year and traded for Greg Adams. And I've been more impressed with his passing and his overall hockey sense than I was when he played with Boston. He learned a lot playing for the Oilers.
Yeah, he's really matured. No question about that. He's a good one. Danico sends it in. Held up behind the net by Mason. Bob Mason looking for the win here. He's 1-2-1. This is just the 6th game that Mason has played in, being given the opportunity here with Beaupre out with the injury. And they've called up the youngster from their minor league team, Jim Rivniak, who's the backup goaltender. Burke behind the net, Randy Balashek, and it'll be taken by the Devils' Jani Ojanen. Back to Danico. Danico sends it in, knocked away by Kalle Johansson. The Capitals have always been, over the last 5 or 6 years, one of the toughest teams to come back on because they are such a strong defensive team. Covered up by Burke. They've not lost when they've had a lead going to the third period. They are 8-0-3 when they have a lead going to the third. This copywritten telecast presented by authority of the Devils, intended for the private non-commercial use of our audience. Any publication, reproduction, retransmission, or other use of the pictures, descriptions, and accounts of this game without the express written consent of the Devils and Sports Channel
is prohibited. Craig Wolanin, who went in last week, he dislocated his finger, his little finger. They went in to do some x-rays. They also found an old break in one of the bones in his wrist, so he has his wrist heavily taped. Just accidentally found it.
Moral of that story is don't have x-rays. Find out things you don't really want to know. Turgeon trying to get it out. Muller will take it. Wolanin's going to the bench. He's trying to. He's limping out there. He's staying on the ice. This is Craig Wolanin, but he took a shot. A knee to the thigh, and he gets hit again and bats him on the head. Leach ran into Wolanin, and he hit him on the head, and there they are right there. Wolanin's trying to pay him back a little right now. Held in by Bill Holder. Holder centering it, knocked away by Wolanin. Getting his legs back underneath him. There they go again in the corner. Two of them having a pretty good roust. This time it's Pavonka. Wolanin still hurting a bit. He wants to go to the bench, but they're having trouble getting out of the zone. Holder knocks it in, delayed offside call. Devils bring it out, no whistle. Mark Johnson got held up. Holder's got it. Wolanin gets to the bench. He took a knee. Muller sending it back.
He put a good hard check on Courtnall, but I think as you said, Gary, Courtnall's knee came right into Willanen's thigh.
There's the icing call as Holder touches it up. Devils comebacks. When they've trailed after 2 periods, they have won a couple of games. They're 2-7-1.
As we have a look at Big Craig Willanen, thing is all right there. Hopefully it won't be his knee. Now watch the hit right here. Willanen moving out on Courtnall. This is a good, strong check right here. No, that's actually knee on knee. Courtnall's left knee hit Willanen's right knee. Willanen's trying to get off the ice right there, and that's spending a good minute more on the ice.
That one hurt. Capitals doing a good job holding it in the offensive zone here. Maley's got it. Capitals are leading it 3-2. Maley coming with Brown and Peter Sundstrom. Maley tried to put the move on, couldn't do it by Hatcher. Maley behind the net. Doug Brown. Maley got tied up, taken away. Hunter, driver steps in on him. Peter Sundstrom trying to pass through, comes back off his skate. Peter Sundstrom will hold it in. Maley down behind the net. He and Corvo just getting up ahead to Kevin Hatcher. Hatcher will start it up. Hatcher only has had 1 assist in his last 8 games. Takes the shot. Save made by Burke. And Driver. And Hunter. And Maley. And Hunter. Maley stepped in to protect. And they'll break it up right there with the Capitals leading by a goal. NHL note. Brian Lawton's been picked up for the $35,000 waiver fee placed on waivers by the Hartford Whalers, and the Quebec Nordiques in reverse order of record had the first choice, and they didn't pass him by.
He was former first pick overall, for only U.S. player ever taken first overall in the National Hockey League by Minnesota. The year of Turgeon, LaFontaine, but he really just hasn't panned out as a National Hockey League player.
So Quebec will give him a shot at it for $35,000. Sports pocket change nowadays, so they'll take a chance on it. Danico knocked down, gets back up. Randy Belichick, great checking being put on here by the Caps. No icing on this. Langway back to get it. Fans want some calls. The Capitals are all over the Devils. They're just playing hard-nosed hockey right now. Broughton moves in. Danico holds it in. Chips it to the corner. Langway is there. Langway gets it up against the boards, and Murray will bring it out. Rob Murray in, knocked down by Danico. Puck sliding, held in. Danico can't get it out. Murray again, and a whistle as the cage is loose as Burke got run into by Doug Wickenheiser.
Here, interesting enough, Doug Wickenheiser, another first pick overall in 1980 by the Montreal Canadiens, whose career just hasn't been as great as people would have hoped. He was taken the same year before Dennis Savard. So you know that there was some other people in that draft who had some ability, but Wickenheiser was going to be the next Jean Beliveau for the Montreal Canadiens. That big, strong centerman. He had a great career in Regina, in the Western Hockey Junior League. He was a fabulous player, but he just hasn't really done it in the National Hockey League.
Boy, he's been moved around. Montreal, St. Louis, Vancouver, Rangers, and now Washington.
Well, last year, he started out with the Rangers, went to Team Canada, was picked up, went to Baltimore as a free agent, and ended up with the Capitals. Did a good job for the playoffs as a checking center, but he was drafted as a high-scoring, dominating player.
Brendan Shanahan doubles down by a goal. Patrick Sundstrom moving, trying to get a screen. Hatcher tied him up. Gets belted in the corner by Ridley. Puck freed up, and it'll be taken by Dino Ciccarelli. 3-2, Caps leading, no scoring here in the third period. Good play by Ridley. In front, shot, set it up, score! What a setup by Mike Ridley. Ridley will get credit for an assist, and he ought to be given half the goal on that one. Burke had no chance, and the Capitals have a 4-2 lead. Dino Ciccarelli.
Well, Dino Ciccarelli, who does the right thing without the puck almost all the time, driving towards the net. But this play is made by Ridley. Look at the move, the balance, and he moves the puck across to Ciccarelli.
That's perfect.
That's perfect, exactly. That is a super play. Man, Ciccarelli knows what a great play that is.
Ciccarelli came right over to him to say thank you for that goal. It was an empty net. Ciccarelli's now got 5 goals and 6 assists in the last 7 games. on a scoring spree, and this is the first 2-goal lead of the game. Burke didn't get it out. Shanahan there to help out. Hatcher the shot. Save made by Burke. Ciccarelli's 10th from Ridley at .419. Ciccarelli's got 2 in the game. That one just went wide. Kurt Muller picks it up on the far side, and the Devs down by 2. McLean. Save made by Mason. Picked up behind the net by Stevens. Around the boards, Leach tied up by McLean. Puck still free under there. And Andy Van Hellemond has not been willing to blow that whistle in these kind of situations. He wants him to kick it. Now he has to blow it because they wouldn't move the puck. Caps by 2. Yeah. Mike Ridley's got a goal and an assist. Ciccarelli 2 goals.
Ridley 41 goals last year. Off a little bit of a slow start, but this could be the start for him as far as really getting the goal scoring.
These Capitals are coming on. This is a good hockey team the Capitals have, and better than their record of 9-12-4. They are 16th in the National Hockey League coming into tonight's game. Hunter waiting for our teammates to get on side. They do. Hunter, poke checked away, lost it. Ridley again. Nope. Pulled away that time by Dave Christian, but he couldn't get the shot off. Mark Johnson, 3-on-3. Magic of the Devils over to Turgeon. Turgeon, who has a goal, blocked by Bill Holder. Into the corner, Holder and Turgeon. Holder winning that one. Into the real jam up at the side of the net. Muller getting pushed away from it. No icing. Driver coming back to get it. 14 minutes left to go. Third period at the Meadowlands. The Devils are down 4-2. Driver tipped it in front. Nobody there but Mason. Lays it off the boards. Rob Murray, the centerman. In. Murray, shot, save, Burke. And he's got it in the pads. Murray, a great move coming down the right side.
Okay, right now the Capitals are starting to physically take over control of the game. They're breaking down the boards. Belichick comes across, tries to take Murray out of the play. Murray does a good job. Now, Randy Belichick on that last play, he's only been on the ice for 2 even-strength goals against since John kind of took over as coach. In the last, he's only played 9 of the 11 games, but in the 9 games, he's only been on for 2 even-strength goals against. That's an excellent mark.
Look at this one. Second period score. 5-1. Pat LaFontaine, a couple of goals, 21 on the season. Thibodeau has had one. Sutter has had one. And it'll be held on to by Burke.
Gary, it's interesting. Fitzgerald in goal again for the New York Islanders. He was very impressive the other night in the 3-2 loss to the New Jersey Devils. He went into Chicago the next game, won 2-0, and is backboning their win there again. And again, Billy Smith going along could really be helping a young goaltender. It's the first time that Billy Smith has made a long trip with the goaltenders. I think he's helping.
That's who they're looking for the future in goal. And the future may be now. Burke again will have to cover that one up, and here we go again. May has been very close, number 16 of the Caps, to getting into one. Alan May has 110 minutes in penalties. He's a big rookie, and he'll be held off on this one. Face off to the right of Burke, a 4-2. Capitals lead. Caps win the draw. Won by the rookie Murray. Shot right into Maley. Dropped to Danico's got it. And the Devils have got to pick it up here. They're down by 2 and right now being outplayed. Chipped away by Langley. And this is where the Caps will just fade into that defensive shell. And when they do that, they are tough. That's an icing call. And there's May again. May and Valachek. May's cruising for one, 24 years old, 6'1", 200-pounder from Alberta.
Well, May started his career free agent for the Boston Bruins. He went to Edmonton, went to L.A., and he was traded for this summer for a 5th-round pick. But he knows his job. He's out there to stir things up, to play on the tough physical line for the Washington Capitals. He's even scored some goals this year. 3 goals, 2 assists, 5 points. Good job. That works out to about 15-goal season for him, and that'll be a good year for May.
Out-of-town scoreboard, Pittsburgh now leading Quebec 6-1. Lemieux's got a couple of goals. Aries got one. Brown's got one. Stevens and Reekie. Gillis has the only goal for Quebec. Hartford, Montreal 2-2 now in the second. St. Louis leads Boston in Boston 2-1. They are in the third period. Calgary leads Toronto 2-1 in the first. Edmonton shutting out Minnesota 2-0. Casey and Ransford in net there in the second period in Edmonton.
And later tonight, the Rangers take on the Los Angeles Kings. Big win last night for the New York Rangers. They were down 3-2 late in the game. Rich Sutter took a 5-minute slashing penalty on Deline. They also got a 2-minute men on the ice. They scored the 5-on-3 and the 5-on-4 and won the hockey game. Both goals by Broadman.
Sports Channel America will have that game coming up after this one. The Rangers and the Los Angeles Kings. Rangers in first place in the division. Cicerelli from Ridley. Drops it off Hatcher the point. Shot save Burke. Wolanin dumps it off Patrick Sundstrom. Ahead. Dropped off by Podubny. Podubny, Sundstrom, and McLean now. Kurt Muller not on the shift. Remember, Muller in that first period had to go out as he was hurting McLean. And there's a haul down. 2-on-1 the other way. Cicerelli's got Ridley with him. Cicerelli missed it. He went short side and didn't get that one on. And it's Shanahan who's not on this shift now with Podubny out there. Ruotsalainen to Podubny. The shot. And the blocker saved by Mason. Wolanin trying to get it out in front. Hatcher is there. Wolanin holds it in. Puck won't sit for him. McLean moved in. Here's Pavelka. Pavelka with Broughton behind him. Driver just coming off the bench. Cuts off the angle. Hatcher trying to dump it in front. Broken up by McLean. They had Cicerelli in front of the net by himself, but McLean knocked the pass away.
Gary Shanahan has not been benched. He's been moved to the right wing. He's now playing the right side with Broughton at center. And O'Yannon is now playing the left wing on this line.
So they've changed the lines up here. Intercepted Courtnall. The spin around. Leach. Steve Leach. The shot. Save Burke. Rebound comes right back out to O'Yannon. And there are a lot of Devils standing around right now. The cage is loose, and that will draw the whistle. 11:50 to go. And on that play, if you took a long shot, you would have seen about 3 white jerseys watching the game.
John Cuniff, who likes to stay with set lines, must be feeling that the Devils need a little bit of a shakeup. He has moved Podubny on the left wing with Sundstrom and McLean. Moves Shanahan from the left wing across to the right wing with center Broughton and now left wing O'Yannon. And he's left the Muller, Johnson, Turgeon line intact.
That will be sent in by Holder. Burke played it. Tommy Albeline back to get it. Driver. Deflected by Leach. Played by Broughton. Too far for O'Yannon. Taken out by Rouse. O'Yannon trying to muscle it in. Pavanka's got it. Pavanka's pass. O'Yannon tipped it away again, but Holder was able to get it out. I tell you, Bill Holder has played himself a game here tonight. Driver back to get it. Not a household name. 22-year-old in his 3rd pro season. Played only 8 games for Washington last year. In the middle, Shanahan. Shanahan a little room. Shanahan dropped it back. Nobody there. Penalty coming up. It'll be on the Capitals, and the Devils are going to get the opportunity they needed. The hooking call gives the Devils the power play when we come back. We'll pause now for a regional break. Devils are 1 for 2 on the power play with 5 total shots. Their power play goal, Ruotsalainen getting it in the second period.
This is what they call a situational power play. You may not need your power play all game long, but right now you need them to score a goal. So going into the last 10 minutes, you're only down by that 1 goal, and you don't have to open things up so much that you're giving the other team some scoring opportunities.
Caps have given up just 2 power play goals in the opposition's last 22 chances, including the one here tonight. The Devils need this one. Tough face-off, and the Devils hold it in. That's a tough one to win. Mark Johnson did it. Ruotsalainen behind the net to Muller. Muller over to Turgeon. Devils are down by 2 with 10:55 to go in the game. Langway challenging him. Driver. Capitals are forcing the issue, and that's what happens when they do. You watch the takes on the Devils come right at them.
I don't think there's another team in the National Hockey League whose defense would come out as high, as aggressively as the Washington Capitals defensemen do killing penalties.
They're right out to the blue line. Down on the ice, a Cap player. That's Miller. Kelly Miller's down, limping. He gets up. No whistle. He's going to go to the bench, and that works for the Caps, actually, because they were able to get the puck out. There's no whistle. Miller gets off the ice, and the Devils lose time on the power play. Minute 12 on the advantage. Mark Johnson. tied up right at the point. And there it is, knocked away again. Good play by Dave Christian. Langway, gloves down, the attempt to get it into the zone. Langway swinging at it. Turgeon blocked it. Apologize for the technical difficulties we're having. 10 minutes left to go in the game, and it's cleared by the Caps. Driver sends it out to Ruotsalainen. Devils changing up. Walt Podubny on the power play. Podubny in, he makes it happen. Hatcher tried to hit him, couldn't do it. Centered, couldn't get it through to McLean. Hatcher intercepted the pass. Tommy Abilene holds it in, takes it. Save made by Mason. Got the left pad on that one. Mason has been quick and sure tonight. Burke holds it up, 25 seconds on the Devils' power play. Mason's playing one of those games for a goaltender where there's no hesitation. He knows what he's doing and why.
And again, the big key for any goaltender, he seems to be really seeing the puck well, and the minute that puck is even moved towards the net, he's reacting.
And reacting properly to this point. Patrick Sundstrom gets it back up to Tommy Abilene. A shot, save, rebound. He's got it. It's under him. And there's the whistle.
Makes a good save on McLean here. Again, kicking out that right leg that stopped the shot that looked like a sure goal by Mark Johnson on a power play in the first period. He pushes it right out. It makes a save on McLean right here. Now Mason was on the Olympic team, signed as a free agent. The New Jersey Devils were in the hunt when Mason came out in 1984 to be a free agent. They thought they were going to sign him. He ends up signing with the Washington Capitals. A couple years later, he's again a free agent. He signs with Chicago Blackhawks for big money. Then he gets traded to Quebec Nordiques, and they have to buy him out, give him extra money to go to Quebec. And then he ended up going back to Washington. He just sort of moved around and made some good cash doing it.
Johnny Oyenin on the draw. Shanahan trying to center at the back of the net. And there's Hatcher again to take it away. Remember, Mason started. Abilene just missed Shanahan. Missed the side of the net. It was wide open. And there's the whistle. Brendan Shanahan had it all.
See Shanahan, who's playing on the right wing here. See some of the stats from last year. His first half last year, that's 33 games, but that was actually after the 40-game mark. He missed 7 games that first half, and you can see the difference. And I think right there, 23. Murray gets a stick on that, and that's why Shanahan's shot didn't go in.
Didn't have much of an angle. Mason was down to the other side, and he's still shaking his head about it. 8:56 left, 4-2 Caps lead.
Gary, ultimately, I do believe that Shanahan will be a center in the National Hockey League. I think that's his best position, but right now, playing with Sundstrom and McLean gives him the confidence to really do a lot of scoring for the Devils.
Wolanin, the wrister, that's blocked. Blocked out deep that time by Courtnall, and the Capitals will send it in. They'll do dumping and chasing now for the last half of this third period, so long as they're ahead by a couple of goals. Oyenin, Shanahan, over, Broughton. Didn't get it down to take the shot, wanted to. Tommy Abilene sends it in, save, rebound, shot, save, and Langway pushes it underneath Mason. Again they had him down. Shanahan again at the side of the net, but couldn't pick it up.
Shanahan doing a good job of standing in front there. He really shows his strength when he's standing in front of the net. He did something in Montreal earlier in the year. See Shanahan getting the opportunity right there, but Mason stopping him. He stood toe-to-toe with Fred Ludwig of the Montreal Canadiens, who's about as big and strong as any defense in the National Hockey League right now. In Montreal, people say that they haven't seen anybody in the league. That Ludwig couldn't move, and Ludwig could not move Shanahan from in front of that net. That just shows you the kind of strength that Shanahan has, and he's only a 20-year-old kid.
Bob Mason, what a job he's doing in net. Remember, he started the season with the Baltimore Skipjacks. And the youngster that the Washington Capitals had hoped was going to come on, Ola Kolzig, got sent down. Mason came back up. In front, Turgeon, Mason, the save again! From right to left with the pads up in the air. He's shutting them down. Corriveau fanned on it, rolls in, centered it, knocked away, and a penalty coming up on the Devils for holding. Randy Valashek will be called on the hold.
See the opportunity right there by Turgeon. He just tips that right between the legs of Mason, but Mason got the left leg out underneath him in time to kick it away.
He's doing it right tonight. Second penalty of the period. And for the Washington Capitals, 1 for 2 in the power play, 4 shots on those chances. They go back on it again, and here's a chance to all but salt it away. With a 4-2 lead, they've got a chance to go up by 3. Hatcher to Ridley. Goal and an assist for Ridley. Cicerelli right there, 2 goals. There's Ridley bringing it in. They've got a 3-on-2. Ridley over. Hatcher scores! Great setup. Kevin Hatcher, his first goal in 9 games. And it's 5-2 Caps.
And Gary, one of the things, I know this was a power play, but one of the things that has really hurt the Devils this season is their inability to stop the other team's hot line. Here, Ridley, right here, making an excellent play. But tonight, Ridley, a goal, 2 assists. Last night, Pierre Turgeon with Foligno and Anderchuk. Pierre Turgeon, 3 goals, 2 assists. Earlier in the season, Rich Sutter came in with Craven and Tocchet, and they beat the Devils. Neil Brock with Gartner and Bellows beat the Devils when they were in Minnesota. The Devils, they have a flaw in their offense right now, or in their forwards. They don't have that solid checking line that can stop the other team's real hot line.
And it's 5-2. The Capitals are now up by 3. That's a power play goal, so they are 2 for 3 on their power plays. Hatcher's second goal of the season. At 12:19, Ridley and Cicerelli. The big nights for those two. Ridley with a goal and 2 assists. Sundstrom centered. McLean's shot blocked by Rouse. Cicerelli's got 2 goals and an assist, so they both have 3-point nights. And for the Devils and John McLean, it's frustration time at home again.
He's 7 goals in 7 games versus the Caps last season. Johnny McLean, who was so famous for scoring those clutch goals in the playoff stretch run for the Devils 2 years ago, he got the game winner in Game 7 against the Capitals, tipped the puck past Pete Peters. But you can see the frustration right there. The things just aren't going in towards the net like the Devils would like them.
Devils are being outscored at home now, 50-44 in games this season. Ruotsalainen missed it wide. It goes way up in the air. He's back down on the ice to Courtnall. Ruotsalainen. Devils now have to take every chance. Pavanka. Pavanka's got Courtnall left side. Courtnall tips it up. Ruotsalainen bats at it over his head. Bounces off Turgeon's shoulder, and Turgeon will get it. Remember, the Devils coming into this game, only 1 loss in the division. Pavanka tips that one into the stands. 5-1-2 in the division, while the Caps were 5-3-0 in the division.
The Devils right now need somebody to really give them a spark. And with the score of 5-2, I think that spark's going to have to be a strong offensive play. Sometimes during the course of a game, it could be a big hit or a real big save. But right now, I think it's going to have to be a real good offensive play that results in a goal, because they're down by 3. And they get back in with 6 minutes to go. They're going to have to score. It's Mason's hot.
Shots are even at 29. Devils will go on to play the Rangers this week and then go on to Pittsburgh on Friday. We'll be there in Pittsburgh for that game, or here for that game against Pittsburgh. Around the boards, Brendan Shanahan drops it. Cleared in by Ojanen. Taken by Leach. Leach trying to get it out. Ebeline held it in. Ojanen whacked at it, and it again ends up in the stand, stopping the clock with 6:22 left.
Yanni Ojanen, who had an assist last night, 19 points, 1 more point, and he'll join a group of 7 other New Jersey Devil players that have 20 points or more. So the scoring is there for the Devils. What's happening right now is they're just allowing too many goals and too many good opportunities.
Devils are 15th in defense. They're giving up 4+ goals a game now. Brought in Christian, and he ripped that one over the net wide. Pass back to him, goes all the way to Hatcher. Shot that one off the end of the skate of Sean Burke. Shanahan in the middle. Ojanen drops it off for Shanahan. Christian is there. Backs it up to Corriveau. Corriveau out for the Caps with 5:53 to go. Washington leading by 3. Caps trying to win this first of 5 on the road. In the middle for Ojanen. Ojanen backing it up. Shot by Ruotsalainen. Save made by Mason. Corriveau couldn't get it. Falls down to put the stick on it, and Wolanin will have to chase it down. Patrick Division. Wolanin right in front of his goaltender with Ridley on him. Division continues to tighten up. Capitals getting right back in it. They'll be just a point behind the Devils, barring a miraculous comeback here by New Jersey. Ridley gets it wide. Down the middle, Rouse. The shot saved by Burke. Rouse ripping it. The defenseman again cutting to the net. Cicerelli found it. It's made the difference for the offense tonight for the Caps. Podubny. Ball Podubny up to Driver. Hits the puck. Stays in. Podubny again will send it into the corner. Rouse intercepted. And Rouse gets it out. Driver taken away by Cicerelli. Caps want to change so they won't chase the puck down. Tommy Alberline over to John McLean. Staying out on the ice, Bill Holder to cover up on McLean. Knocked him off the puck. Wickenheiser gets it around. May, the big guy. Ali Johansson around the net. 4:30 left to go. Shots are now 30 apiece. And again, the shot's over the 30 mark for the Devils. Ridley, Wickenheiser. Ridley to Wickenheiser. Tipped it wide. Mark Johnson was pulling at him from behind. Another outstanding game for Ridley. May holds it into Wickenheiser. Caps getting a change completed here. Mark Johnson. Kelly Johansson moves in. Turgeon banged it off the boards. May the shot. That deflected by Danico. Rolls back to Kenny Danico. Danico pinned up May, and there they go. May and Danico.
I knew that eventually they find each other. May, who really wasn't supposed to make the Washington Capitol team, but he came on and just decided he was going to play hard every game, play tough, take on the other team's tough guys. He's not going after a little guy. He's going after Danico, one of the Devils' real tough guys.
So the rookie, who leads them in penalties, will pick up a few more. 5-2 Caps. Off the face-off, Tommy Abilene gets it up to Mark Johnson to Maley, to a Muller rather. Muller in, the wrist shot, and a blocker saved by Mason. He's just not going to be had tonight. Driver tries to hold it in. Pavonka muscles it out. Tommy Abilene right back the other way. Stevens sends it across ice. 3:27 left to go. May and Danico picked up 5 for fighting, so they're both gone for the remainder of the game. Pavonka sends it in. Courtnall knocked away by Burke. Courtnall runs into Burke. Burke won't let go of his stick. Andy Van Hellemond. Now we got one. Van Hellemond, we've waited too long on that one. He was standing right there, and Burke hanging onto the stick, and it went on so long, the Devils players were able to get back, believing they needed to help out Burke, and Wolanin was flying in.
Well, 2 times this season, Sean Burke has had fights. One was LaForce, the other goaltender. But he also had another fight where the Devils felt that maybe they should have jumped in, because they don't want Sean Burke breaking a hand in a fight. That's the last thing they need for their goaltender, to have a fight and break a hand. See Courtnall coming into him right there. Burke showing a little frustration, gets his glove up and then won't let go. Courtnall just wanted to get out of the way, but Wolanin will come in right now. Courtnall saying, hey. Wolanin's got to get the extra 2.
Yep. Really was not Courtnall's fault. He took a glove in the face and then was just trying to get out of there. And the Caps, who have survived very nicely on the power play, will get another opportunity. Leach gets a roughing, Wolanin a roughing and a charging. 16:51 the time of the penalties, and the Washington Capitals 2 for 3 with power play chances have another opportunity. Devils out shooting the Caps 32-30, but this game now being controlled by Washington.
Okay, one of the things we should mention about Mason is the fact that early in the season there were a lot of people trying for that #1 job for the Washington Capitals. Don Beaupre is the one that won it, and he started a lot of games in a row. I think he started at one stretch. I think he started 12 games in a row for the Washington Capitals. Did an excellent job. And he has a pulled groin right now, and Mason looks like he may have won that backup role.
Sure does, the way he's playing right now. Devils roots the lane and sends it length of the ice, but with 2:53 left, Devils have got to take chances. Broughton. Brown cutting to the net. Broughton didn't get it to him. Now he does. Turnaround Brown. Drop pitch. Backhand shot wide. Randy Balashik. And Bill Holder will bring it out. Caps have had just 5 shots on their 3 power plays previously, but they've converted 2 of those into goals. Held in by Dino Ciccarelli. Ciccarelli. Ruotsalainen. Puck is loose. Aaron Broughton's got it. And Broughton sends it the length of the ice with 2:20 left to go in the game.
But you're right, Gary. That's not going to help the Devils. They need somebody like Brown right here to keep pushing that offense if they want to get back in. They need one real quickly.
Doing it good to dump it right here. Hunter with Brown on him. Brown trying to free it up. Holder back. Brown, good play to block it again. Holder's got it though. We've got 50 seconds left on the power play. Big crowd here tonight. Sellout crowd at the Meadowlands, but a lot of them have departed on that last goal. Ridley. Ridley in, down the middle. Takes the shot, didn't get anything on it. Devils clear it out. Stevens back.
Ridley is a very deceptive skater. He's a very unorthodox style. It doesn't look like he's going very quickly, but he can get there and he can make a good move around a defense.
Really makes it happen in a hurry. So the Devils are going to suffer a couple losses in a row here. One on the road at Buffalo last night and one here at home. And their record's going to drop below 500 again to 11, 12, and 3.
And they have to look behind them a little bit with Pittsburgh Penguins looking like they're going to win tonight. They're going to have 22 points, only 3 points behind
Pittsburgh in. Lemieux starting to pick it up a little bit. And we'll see whether or not Gene Ubriaco is still the coach at that time. They're winning big tonight over Quebec, 6-1 last outing. Hatcher in, shot, deflected, rolls in on Burke, tips it away with a stick. Minute 17 remaining to go. Kelly Miller drops it off Ridley, back up to Stevens. Power play is over. That one went wide. Maley out of the box, serving that extra 2 minutes. And it's even strength now. But we are down to the final minute of the game, and the Caps up by 3. Maley drops it. Muller shot, score! The captain puts it in. Cart Muller, but it's going to be too little, too late. Makes it 5-3. 57 seconds left.
But Gary, this line again with 2 goals. Johnson, Muller, Sturgeon. This was Dave Maley on the line for this particular goal. But since they've been together, they have just really played well. Mason right there saying, come on, guys, stand up. I don't want it anymore. I played well. I don't want to blow it now. The Capitals were in a game earlier this week against the Detroit Red Wings. They went into the third period ahead 3-0. Detroit came back and tied it 3-3, and then Johansson's goal was the game winner. They got an empty net goal by May, but they almost lost that one, so he doesn't want that to happen again here tonight.
Kurt Muller getting his 6th of the season. 5-3 game. Johnson and Maley get the assists on it. Broughton, Burke's heading to the bench, and the Devils can get control of the puck. They can't. Langway takes it back. And for Muller now, that's 4 goals, 14 assists in the last 11 games. He's been piling up the assists, adding 3 last night. Devils get it in. Burke's on the bench. Langway's got it behind the net. Muller from Johnson and Maley at 19:03. They're looking for a miracle right here. Wickenheiser clears it out. Ruotsalainen. 18 seconds left in the game. Sent in for Shanahan. Mason will make the save and hang on. 12 seconds left in the game.
Here you have to be impressed with 2 things. Mason came in, played well, made some big saves, and 2, the overall team play, the Washington Capitals. As we look at Kirk Muller, he's now leading the Devils in scoring with 27 points after a slow start. Again, he didn't make much of it, but it was very obvious that virus that he picked up before training camp that lasted all through camp, the first 10 or 15 games of the season, really did affect him. And since he's been healthy, the points have been there, and that old Kirk Muller continual work ethic is back.
Yep. And he's able to do it. He's got the stamina now to be able to do it. Devils with the 5 goals against them tonight, 105 against them on the season. Islanders giving up 109 and Pittsburgh 106 starting tonight's play. Empty net, that one will be wide. 7 seconds left to go. And that will be an icing call on the Washington Capitals, who are going to go 10, 12, and 4 after this one.
He's Johnny kind of calling his timeout right here.
Not going to let it die. He wants the opportunity here. He wants Patrick Sundstrom on the setup. 4 seconds left. They've got Podubny, Shanahan, Muller, Patrick Sundstrom, and John McLean, all forwards out there. And Muller trying to kick it out, does. The shot deflected by Langway, and that's it. The Washington Capitals start a 5-game road trip with a win, and the Devils here at home now go 5-7-1. There's your winner.
Yeah, Mason made some big saves when they needed it. The score was 1-0 for the New Jersey Devils. When he made a save off of Mark Johnston, it would have made it 2-0 and might have